Hey YouTube, it's Arwen of Tarot by Arwen, and I'm here to do the next week's challenge. I believe I'm on 12, trying to catch up. Might be 13. It is 13. Anyway, it's do you use divination? If so, what type? Now, since I'm Arwen of Tarot by Arwen, obviously I use some divination. But I don't really use tarot so much for divination as I do for introspection and for seeing how to set your path. Like one of the things I do is a joy road trip, and it's a 3-month interactive that you and I do together. There's an hour reading, a half-hour chat. There's stuff and weekly prompts that come to you about joy and keeping joy in your life. And it's it's not really divination so much as, is joy going to be in my life? Well, yes, of course it is, because you're going to work for it. I do divination like, will I meet someone? Will I sell my house? Sure. But for me, tarot is very much more introspective and very much more, how can I make myself the beacon to attract what I want? When I first started out, and when I also do Lenormand, Lenormand is much more specific. It's much more, what's going on with this person, boom, boom, boom. It's a very literal kind of divination system. It's not tarot. It's different. There's Petit Lenormand or Lenormand, Petit Lenormand, which is 36 cards. There's the Grand Lenormand, and it is 54, I think, cards. I work with the 36, the petite system, and I call it Lenny. A lot of people do Lenormand. I don't say Lenormand because I'm not French. I try sometimes, but so Lenormand is a very different system, and I have a Lenormand deck coming out that I helped create. It's called the Fairy Tale Lenormand. I worked with artist Lisa Hunt. I gave input on the pictures, she gave input on the writing, so it's very much a collaborative effort. And it'll be out in the summer. This is 2016, in case you're watching this in 2018. And I predict it's a bestseller, and everybody loves it. I know. Oh, okay. So, what did I first start out with when I first did divination? Astrology and I Ching. Some people call I Ching I Ching. It's an Asian, I know it is Chinese, but it's an Asian divination system. It uses yarrow sticks. You take a bundle of yarrow sticks and cast them, or you use coins. They have special I Ching coins or just pennies. When I was 11, I bought a book at the grocery store, one of those little 25-cent books. This is how long ago. Well, I was 11, 44 years ago. So they were a quarter, they were cheap. And I bought a little I Ching book and a little astrology book, and then a third one. I can't remember what the third one was. But I was saving popsicle sticks and carefully coloring them so I knew which ones were the changing lines and which ones were the steady lines. Well, I worked with them some. They were very, very accurate for me, even at 11. However, my mom found them, and Mama, bless her heart, she was a very open woman, very generous of soul. It freaked her out that her 11-year-old was casting yarrow sticks. She took the books away. I used astrology still at that point and would tell my friends stuff I knew about them. Wow, Arwen, you're so creepy. But I still use astrology when I do tarot. I also use numerology. So divination systems that I use pendulums, numerology, tarot, astrology. I Ching is only for myself. I do not do that for other people. It's a very personal system for me. I have used runes. I have not used the intestines of animals. I have not used cowrie shells. I haven't cast bones. I do know somebody who casts bones. But there's and bibliomancy. I've tried bibliomancy. That's where you focus on a question and open the book. to see what answer you get. You can use any book. It's very common in Christianity for people to do Bible readings that way. Say, what do I need to know right now? Boom, bam. There's your statement right there. I don't mock them because everybody has a right to their religion and their beliefs. Okay, everybody. I may not agree with things they do and say, and I may speak out against those things, but I'm not going to call somebody an idiot for being Wiccan, or an idiot for being Muslim, or an idiot for being any of it. I'm not going to do it. Back to divination. Divination to me is something you need to be careful with because you don't want it to be a crutch. You don't want to be the person who gets up in the morning and pulls a card to see what they need to wear. True story. You don't want to be that person who, when you pull your card of the day and the tower shows up, you go back to bed. You're learning how to work with the cards. You're learning how to work with the energy. So you're going to have to live your day and see how that manifests. I have a free book. All you do is sign up for my newsletter at tarotbyarwen.com, and it teaches you my method of learning tarot. And I talk a little bit about, doing your daily cards and how that works. So be open to the information that comes in. You can do walking meditations. Meditation can be a divination, going within. There's a type of divination. I'm not sure this is really divination for myself. It is for others. I draw down the goddess, and I've done this at a large pagan festival a couple of different years in a row. And then people come to the goddess and they seek her wisdom. And she tells them, she gives answers, she talks to them. I don't actually remember this conversation or what happens. I have some vague memories of some of it, but I just don't remember what happens. So, and that's a form of channeling. I do mediumship. I talk to the dead, and that's not really divination. But my primary divination at this point in my life is tarot and Lenormand, and I guess Yijing for me. But if I'm doing it for other people, it's going to be tarot and Lenormand with a mix of astrology and possibly some numerology, depending on what comes to me. And that's my answer to this YouTube Pagan Challenge as given to us by the Sea Priestess. Thanks, Annika. Really loving this challenge. I know I'm way behind. I'm doing my best to catch up. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on. I'm Arwen of Tarot by Arwen. Bye.